Hi, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whoever you are. Today I'm gonna do something different. Or this early session for today. Well, today is 31st of March, 2025, the last day of March, and 2 days to go, or 48 hours to go, when the world's economy gonna go havoc, or thanks to Donald Trump's policy, whether he's going to call for his bluff or not on the 25% tariff flatline across the country of the world. Well, we will see about that in after on Wednesday. For me, it's on Wednesday. Anyway, today I'm gonna do the first part of the video today. Before I go through anything, I would like to wish every Muslims across the world, friends, colleagues, a very happy celebration of Eid Mubarak. And or in my country's language, Selamat Hari Raya Al-Fitri. So yeah, it is the day after the holy month. It is the first day of Shawwal, to mark the end of the holy month fasting. Uh, it's a kind of a celebration of their achievement, I would say, after passing through the holy months and so forth. Yep, cleanse their soul from their sins and learning the humility of being a human being. So I wish them today a very happy festivity with their families and friends, etc. It's a public holiday. It's a 2-day public holiday, which is today, Monday, and the first day of April, tomorrow, Tuesday. So it is considered a 4-day long weekend, and most people will take the whole entire week as a holiday. So wish them all have a long and pleasant holiday, I would say. Or someone might, your side of the America side would say vacation. Yeah. Okay, today the first session I'm going to do. Later I'm going to do another video. Probably I'm going to go through and resume some of my collection of my archive video of some of the archives that I haven't been doing for a very long time, since it is a long period of rest. I could get to do what I wish to do. To have my personal time, my me time, to do this extensively. So today I went out, every being festivity day, people are very happy, festivals going on around, people are joyous in mall. I for one went to a shop of cards. I used to collect cards. Eventually, I stopped collect cards, or should I say, in those days, cardboard cards. That just represents a lot of cartoonish things. Eventually, as I say in my previous video about trading card games, it grew in popularity not because the game itself, like the Magic the Gathering, the investors and collectors as seeped in and infiltrated the game world, and they wish to buy them and collect them and sell them for profit. Now, I do collect them on my old days, when people tell me I'm ridiculously immature and blah blah blah. Eventually I succumb to those point, and succumb to those point of view. I ended my major life collecting career in trading cards, especially Pokemon cards. I was very blessed at that time when I was young. I started collecting cards on the base set, 1997 and 1998. I started collecting cards, which till today, in my mind, that series will always be the best series to play, the base set. But sadly, of course, I came a bit late in purchasing and buying cards because there was resistance from my mother. not to buy cardboard games and continue to study hard by and practice and and start reading books for schools and prepare examination and try to avoid me getting these things to buy. That was my days of my mom. My dad, well, he was kind of reserved, so long it doesn't cost a lot of money to him. Those days cards were quite reasonably cheap, I would say. I recall those days cards will only cost about 12 ringgit per booster pack. In the expert level, I remember those packages would say expert level booster pack. Cost about 12 ringgit at that time. That was humbly, I would say, about $3 at that time, $3 or $4. It was damn cheap. Some of the cards that are expensive, they'll skyrocket. The only regret probably is that I never got the first edition base set. I didn't enter quite early enough when the first edition sets were out. I did try and buy some first edition packs for Team Rocket. That is my second most favorite uh, 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 series. After the base set, Team Rocket was my second favorite, and then the third favorite was the Gym Arena series. And they have Jungle, they have Fossils. Yeah, pretty much okay. I wouldn't say, but because they keep on reissuing new expansions and so forth, I kind of got really bored about it, and eventually my parents kind of halted me of playing Pokemon cards, discouraged me, and eventually I succumbed to it. I didn't know its value at that time, because cards that time, it was not as valuable as it is today. You can see a Charizard base set, PSA 10 out of 10 grade, it cost $250,000. Those days, I remember that when I got my first unlimited Charizard base set, it was significantly at what, 300 400 ringgit. It was about $100 at that time, the value of the card. Today probably about 2,000 3,000 US dollar. I haven't read through and so forth. So today, knowing it's a festivity period, there's no new banknote that I could collect at this moment of time, so I just spent a little bit of my money to get something different of excitement, or some people might say trying a new drugs. Something like that. So of course I'm not saying I'm going to abandon collecting my collection banknotes. I will still continue it, but currently I'm just waiting my bits that I've won yet to arrive to my doorstep or available for me to collect from the dealer shop. Those that have won the bids, those that I have won fair and square in the auction. I haven't received any calls when can I collect it, or those that have went through European auction houses. They have not arrived yet, as I said in my last video, because they are pending on the Ministry of Antiquities to get the approval to export out of the country, which I don't see any problem there. It's just that waiting time has become from 2 weeks to 4 weeks. So in that situation, you just have to wait. But those that I have bought from the European one was a very good one. It's actually related to this one, this note. This note is the Commonwealth of Australia, £1. This is issued in 1927. Pick number 16C. The one that I've bought is the 12B. 12B, 1924. And that one is more excitingly, I would say, expensive, but I was very lucky I got that. So I don't want to spoil anything yet. Once I got it, I will show it to you. As again, I will archive my collection that I've received, and I'll do a little study about it and the value of it later on. Could be an error in the book, maybe. Could be right in the book, maybe. But as I would know, at the moment, it's quite rare to find that kind of piece of banknote. Yeah, most of the Australian banknotes, the older ones, are very expensive, especially uncirculated and above uncirculated. They are always at five figures, four at the smallest, five quite normal, six figures are those rare ones and the most exciting notes. So yeah, so we'll talk about the banknotes later at night here at night, about a couple of hours later. Today I'm just gonna do a short clip, probably less than half an hour on this one. It's probably less than 10 minutes or so. Yeah, just opening some things that I've got. So yeah, today I just explored to get two packs. Is the in English one is called Prismatic, Prismatic series. It's my very first one. I would say I bought this one. Two packs. Each pack inside has 10. I can read a little bit Japanese since I collect Japanese banknotes. I kind of know how to read a little bit compared to my friends who know how to read much more better. There are 10 cards inside here. So it's called. Of course, I only know that in English is Prismatic series and so forth. So I think the chase card is all the Eevee's evolution. Umbreon, the dark side of the Pokemon, is the most chase card. I think it's most expensive because the volume issue is very small. I believe the print. Whether I can get a God pack. Now I heard about this one in another YouTube, that a God pack, because there are 6 of these rare Eevee evolution plus the Eevee itself. There are total 9, so there are 10 cards each here. So 9 of them should be the evolution. That is the God pack. Now achieving a God pack is almost like it's like a gamble to me. Buying booster pack is a gamble, to be honest. That's one of the discouragement for my father. I remember when I was young, my parents were very discouraged because the cards that I want, they are hard to get. If you want to buy in a booster pack, it's hard to get, and you buy a lot of booster packs, they're useless, and a lot of cards, common cards. What do you do with them? You burn it, you throw it, you scratch them, whatever, or give it away. Who knows? Most of it just lie down the streets. But it's difficult to get cards. But now, if you're doing trading of cards and buying and selling, if you got those rare cards, super rare, ultra rare cards, or legendary rare, some might call it, it's best to grade it. And the gamble compared to the grading of a banknote and a trading card between them, that one, the gap is quite small in the price range. An uncirculated and about circulated difference is just probably double. If that one in about uncirculated, let's say about 55, compared towards the uncirculated low of 60 points, so 55 and 60, two different levels. The price difference is, if the 55 is $1,000, the uncirculated one probably will go about 2,000 to 3,000 US dollars. Sometimes significantly rarer to find in the higher grade notes, might go quadruple to 4,000. Now for trading cards, those difference at one stack gap difference. Now their calculation is 1 to 10. Their grading numbers. So when you send it grade to PSA or Beckett and all other third-party grading services, the 9 to the 10, as I say in our last video, from the 9 to a 10, the gap is so huge, it's like a gap of a Grand Canyon. The price gap is very huge, like a bloody Grand Canyon. If the PSA 9 is about 200, the PSA 10 is a whopping 2,000. If this is 200, this will be about 20,000, something like that. The gap is huge. It's so wide between the grading number of 10 to 9. And of course, the quantity of getting 10 is much lesser That's why they determine the price to be very high. Whereas in banknotes world or currency and numismatic, although the gaps is the quantity may be smaller and the quantity for the lesser grades are higher in quantity graded, we won't see the number jump 20 times or over 10 times the number. Normally, the most I can see is 5 times more from one grade to another. It's just because it's rarity. But normally it's double or triple. But for cards, trading cards specifically, it goes very big. So the gamble for investors in trading cards is you need to get 10, no matter what. Getting a 9 or 9.5 is a huge loss of profit. We're talking a profit more like a percentage reduction of more than 50%. If the PSA 10 is 100% value of investment, if you get 9.5, it's a huge reduction, probably reduce more than 50%. And if you go to 9, from 10 to 9, the reduction is significant, even more than 70% of the reduction of the value of investment you are going to achieve. So it is very, very crucial for any investors on trading card to get it great and get 10 out of 10. And to get 10 out of 10, a perfection cardboard cards is very difficult. Even though it's not, if you pull it out, it's clear, clean, you didn't use it, you didn't damage it, you kept it very nicely to send it for grading, and still comes back like a 9.5 or 10, yet not perfection, like all the subgrading numbers. You bury out of 4, you get 3 10s and 1 is 9.5. It's not even perfect, and that is also significantly reduced the price, probably more than 40%, just because it's not absolute perfect. And that is not the damage because of you, not by me. Like you bought it, you didn't damage it yet. But how do I not get the perfect? Because it's a fault of the factory. The factory's fault. The people who made it's fault. So even if you have 10 of the rarest card in the quantity, probably 3 out of those 10, I mostly calculate 30% of it, would get 10 out of 10 pristine perfect. And the 70% probably get just 10, but not pristine or gold plated grading of a 10. It still say 10, but the subgrading, probably one of the grading is not 10, it's 9.5 or 9. But the other 3 subgrading out of the 4 subgradings, you get perfect 10. Now that is not your fault, it's the factory's fault. When they cut it, when they're assembling it, or the machines hitting the metal girdles. If you see some of the video how they manufacture those cards and how they cut it out and how they assemble it and packaging it, they're quite not gentle. They're doing it very rough, like a factory. To them it's just cardboards. To us it's like gold. It's like liquid gold, black gold, oil, diamond. It's imperfection because of the manufacturer, the printer, the cutting part, or packaging part that damages certain of the card. So achieving a 10, a perfect 10, is even difficult. Knowing those situations of the manufacturer of card and delivery of the card, you see why the gaps between just a significantly from 10 to 9.5 and or 10 to 9 has a very huge impact. So I'm talking in a perspective of not the game of Pokemon cards. I try to talk about something that is related to me in an investor's perspective of trading cards. If you love trading cards, some people like even like me, I like to collect banknotes because I appreciate them. Some people, they just buy the banknote so that they can invest it and just sell it. They have no sentimental attachment to the banknote. I do. But the cards, to me, is something that is not so sentimental, other than the base set in 1997 and 1998. Those have sentimental values to me. It represents my childhood. But those like newer ones, like this modern one, we are, you know, it doesn't have sentimental. To me, it's mathematical how much money I can get back from opening up this. So today I just bought two just for fun, and we'll see what we got inside the card. So here we go. First pack. Normally I'm very be careful in opening the card, so normally I'll just open up with the scissors, see how it goes. So yeah. I actually prefer the older ones at the back of this card. 3, 4. Okay. Let's see what I get. Ooh. Evolve. Bachitko. Bachinke. This one is see. I'm not gonna say so much. I'm just gonna flip through what I see. Evolution. Something at the back there. I don't know what it is. Let's find out. Kuraidon. Okay. So it's hollow. I haven't seen this hollow. You see, those day trading cards. In my time, the base set internal side is the hollow. Everything else is still paper. So now they have this, and even like this, I can see there's damage here already. Definitely I can get 10 out of 10 in this cards. Jiransu. Antman, and the last card I have. What is it? I can't see it. Well, it's not EV or what, meh. Don't know how much it costs this, but probably not much. But yeah, that's the card I get. Let's go open the second one. I want a Japanese one because it's just the fact that they don't have English at the shop anymore. So kudos to that. I just buy it for fun, so there's nothing so critical for me on getting it. But probably I will get English one because I prefer to get English. Yeah, I'm just quite blank on this. Ooh, this one I'll keep this one for collection wise. Something EV. Yabukuron. Trash. Funinoku. Now this new Pokemon like this. And the last one I have is an EX's. Not what I particularly wanted, but yeah, there you have it. I don't know how much it is, but probably just cost up a few ringgit. I think less than 10 ringgit. I don't think it's going to be worth a lot of money on this, but yeah, it's a great collection for me. I like it. Probably next time I will buy a box. I was thinking of buying a box and doing this just to open out and have fun. But yeah, what cards I have here is pretty much first time I actually bought this card, so I just do it for fun. Again, I'm not serious in Pokemon card. I just do it for fun. So yeah. So I opened the 2 packs. That's it then. So the only card that I feel I'm happy is this, but I know it doesn't cost a lot of money, probably $1 or $2 on this one. If this is the EX one, yeah, we're talking business there for this one. Anyway, the others, hollows, some of them are not so expensive, they're cheap hollows, I would say. But yeah, I'll just check out how much I can get this, and we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, that is all I have. not much that I can say. Not really Pokemon card, just to go back in my youthful days on the cards, and we'll see how it goes. So that is for now on Pokemon cards. Just a little fun for myself. Nothing serious about it, but anyway, uh, something to say some different shit. Say some different things out of banknotes. But anyway, I'll continue my normal banknotes later on in a few hours. Probably doing some of my archives that I have not done for very long time since my last video. So we'll go through that one and my collection, and I'll see you then soon. Bye.